On Into Your Head, Fridays are Open Line Fridays. If you'd like to ask Neal a question about the universe, request a cat song, or say anything else in text or by voicemail, visit intoyourhead.com/Fridays today, or send an email to studio@intoyourhead.com.
You join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head Open Line Friday. Hello. We have a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be dealt with, listener correspondence that needs to be ripped to shreds. It's all electronic. I can't rip it to shreds. There's going to be no shredding of listener correspondence in this program, let me assure you. Not because I wouldn't, it's just because I can't. It's all electronic. I don't print out this crap. No, I keep it all in a document up here on my computer so I can have a look at it up on the screen. It's not even a real document. It's it's all ones and zeros. Hang on a minute, we'll bring it up here. Let's see. Pending comments for openlinefriday.jpg. Here we go. I've got lots of correspondence from you, the listener, that we're going to deal with today on this episode of Into Your Head Open Line Friday. Insert lively theme music here. Press pause and start a new segment to enable easier editing. Hello. Monkey nuts. That's what they call them. They call them monkey nuts. Or you can abbreviate it. You can say monk nun. That would sound a bit odd. Monk nun. I suppose it wouldn't. Because a monk is just a male version of a nun, and vice versa. A nun is a female version of a monk. It's like a paradox. To say which is the egg and which is the chicken. Well, the egg is the chicken. They're both an egg is a chicken and the chicken is an egg. But if you're someone who doesn't know what either a chicken or an egg are, then you need a third thing to compare them to. So you have to say here's something else that both of these things are. They're both chickens stroke eggs, I suppose. I don't know. You'd have to come up with a new word for it. Although that wouldn't work, because then the person who you're explaining it to won't have heard of the new word. No. We're back to this whole rigmarole of how you can't just make up new words all the time. No. There's perfectly good words from the past you can use. Words like, for example, anti-disestablishmentarianism, one of the finest words ever created. I've never used any. Well, I've used it recently. I've used it several times. The only issue I find with it is if you post it in a website forum, has a tendency to mess up the page if it's not well designed. It can stretch the page. You'll post something in a website forum about anti-disestablishmentarianism. It'll come back the next day and the page is all over the place. It's all gone haywire because I couldn't handle the big long word stretching across the screen. But no, I suppose in a way you can't be expecting web developers to plan for words that are relate to stuff that's from the pre-internet era, because they're not. They're freaking web designers. They're not archaeologists. I suppose in a way. It was that thing archive.com where they put all the everyone's all archiving stuff. They're putting all old out of copyright music on it. That's in a way, that's archaeology. You're going around exploring stuff from the internet of the previous century. If there was an internet in the previous century, it would be called archive.org, although it would have changed its name at some point. When it originally started, it wouldn't have been called archive. It would just have been called stuff from today, stuff from the present.com. Although they didn't have .coms back. This was back before the whole .com system started. So it probably would have been called 1234.57929.6729.421 /run or something like that. Because that's what they used to do back in the old days, before normal people were allowed to use computers. You had a big black screen, and you type stuff in. You type in commands. You'd say, run like hell, C:/run, run like the clappers, and then you'd press return. It'd be just like a typewriter, except there'd be no thing. They wouldn't get a thing frigging sliding across, returning to the beginning of the paper. Although I suppose you could. They probably had printers connected to these things sometimes. You had a dot matrix printer, absolutely fantastic. You get a big roll of paper that had holes down both sides of it, and it would get trapped in the printer all the time. It'd be like a toilet roll that you couldn't unroll and kept getting stuck on the thing. Absolutely fucking disgusting. But no, I suppose in a way, it would be less disgusting if it was just paper on a printer. I suppose it depends what the ink was. What's ink made out of? Because you hear about soap. They like to tell you when you're a kid, that soap that you're washing your hands with, that's made from coal and filth and dog shit. It's made from all sorts of crap. Isn't that ironic? And then they'd have to explain to you what ironic means. So presumably as well, printer ink is made from all sorts of, I don't know, presumably gold, because it's not expensive. If you're ever, Americans, if you're worried about your currency there now, when you're piling up the economic crisis and you're out of control, A minus credit rating, invest in printer ink. It's absolutely fantastic. It never loses its value. It goes up and up all the time. And if you have a problem, you can just get you can get a fake refill. You can get a refill kit. Get some fake gold and wait a minute, I'm getting them mixed up. Gold. Am I talking about gold or am I talking about printer ink? I can never tell. I've got some printer ink here. Oh no, now that you mention it, I don't. Because it's running out, as usual. Printer ink is always running out. Every freaking printer cartridge is 10% full. And it's a warning, your printer cartridge is going to run out. Go out and buy a new one now. In fact, buy a new printer. You'd be better off. It's cheaper to buy a new printer than buy a new frigging printer ink thing. It's probably even cheaper to just buy a new house, fill it up with printers. You probably get a free printer with every house now. But where they get you is you have to buy the freaking ink. They'll say, here's your free house, here's your free newspaper production factory. All you have to do now is pay for the ink when it runs out. We'll give you your first cartridge free. But after that, no. We'll have Rupert Murdoch printing out 8 million copies of his newspapers, and you have to pay for all the ink. And it's all in colour now, all these gloss. Because everyone expects everything to be in full colour, glossy newsprint. You have to have half a rainforest to read on a Sunday morning over your toast and your egg sandwiches and your coffee and your tea and your whatever the hell else you have for breakfast. And people overdo the breakfast thing. There's more to life than eating breakfast, you know. You can't just sit around eating breakfast and reading newspapers all day. No, there comes a time when you have to move on to lunchtime, and they do this thing now. They have brunch. They say, it's a bit late for breakfast and it's a bit early for lunch. But quite frankly, we should combine the two and have freaking brunch. That's what they do now. You get a sausage and an egg, but it's a lunch sausage, not a breakfast sausage. A lunch sausage is a completely different kettle of fish than a breakfast sausage. It's got spices in it. It's usually bigger. Then you have a lunch egg. It's pretty much the same as a breakfast egg, except you don't have eggs for lunch normally. So if you're having eggs for lunch, it's probably more of a brunchy lunch than an ordinary lunch. People don't have eggs for lunch. They'll have eggs for breakfast. They'll have an egg in the evening. Although now that you mention it, they'll probably have an egg sandwich for lunch sometimes. But that's more of a picnicky thing, or a bring your sandwich to work sort of thing. It's not a sit down with a plate and a knife and fork and say, hello, can I have a look at your egg menu, please? I don't know. People don't have egg menus. No. That's not to say they don't have eggs in the menu. You have stuff that has eggs in it, all right. They'll have omelettes. But no, you're not saying, I feel like something with an egg in it today. No, the egg was just like the plate. It's the container. When you get an omelette, the egg is just like the Oh, it's just the bread, the bread on which other stuff is put. You say, oh, I feel like a ham omelette today. I feel like ham, so I'll have a ham omelette. You don't see. I feel like egg, so I'll have eggs on my ham, please. I'll have eggs surrounding my ham. No, absolutely fucking ridiculous. You don't go spouting. People will give you dirty looks if you go into a frigging restaurant and say, hello, give me a look at your ham menu, please. I want to see. Oh, no. Note to self, fade this out and start dealing with some frigging listener issues because it's Open Line Friday. Hello. Monkey nuts. That's what they called them. They called them monkey nuts. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is ground that we've already covered many times. Every second frigging segment nowadays starts with something about monkey nuts. But no, don't worry about it. It's just a tool. It's just one of my paintbrushes that I use to get to somewhere. I don't know where yet. We're going somewhere with this. You can go anywhere with monkey nuts. I found it's the perfect opening phrase. Monkey, you should try it next time you go for a job interview and they say, have you any questions or statements that you wish to issue? Just say monkey nuts. You can be sure to hell as Christ that that'll surprise. They won't be expecting that because usually at this point you have a question ready. You'll say something like, what's the pay, or what's the parking like? They're not used to people issuing statements that contain the phrase monkey nuts. So you'll stand out. You'll stand out all right. Unless, of course, it's some sort of a frigging zoo that you're applying for. Why would you apply for a zoo? I don't know. Surely to Christ, people who work in zoos, they do all their training in a zoo-connected college, and they naturally end up in the zoo. They don't go around applying to all the zoos, because most countries only have one or two zoos. They don't go around the zoo application circuit after they leave their zoological college. No, the zoological college will be connected to a zoo, because you can't teach kids how to be zoologicalists unless you have a zoo in the back garden. That's just like anything. Any frigging college that teaches people things has to have the things there for them to practice on. If you go to medical school, they have patients there for you to practice on. They'll have dead patients there that you can play with. You can dig out there. It's just like back in school when you used to get a mouse and dissect it. They do the same in medical school. They get people and dissect them, and that's how they learn. It's an ugly business, but somebody has to do it, and you'll be bloody glad of it when you go into a hospital and there's some student there who spent the last 8 years of his life dissecting dead bodies, and now he's going to dissect you. You should be sure to hell be glad that he practiced on dead bodies first, even though it makes him a bit of a weirdo. Makes you a bit weirdo too for having a problem with that. You want someone who's never practiced medicine before to just start on you, a live specimen. No, you don't want that. No more than you'd want a butcher to start with a live chicken. When they're training butchers, they start by giving them a dead chicken and they practice on that, and then they give them a live chicken. And they teach it. They don't teach the chicken anything. They teach the butcher how to butcher the chicken in a humane way, or whatever the poultry equivalent of humane is. I suppose a poultry-esque way, because poultries aren't human. Poultries are poultry-esque, whatever you call it. What do you call it? A bird. They're members of the bird family, just like monkeys are members of the primate family. Worms are members of the worm family. What else have you got? You got dogs, they're canines. You have cats. Cats are members of the ironically, their cats are members of the cat family, which consists of several other types of cat. Someone decided, we're going to create these domestic cats, and we'll call them cats, even though they're a new member of the cat family. We won't bother giving them a new name, just to create confusion. It's just like that thing where they had that band Alice Cooper, and they decided, the lead singer is going to be called Alice Cooper now, just to confuse confuse things further. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Anyway, listener questions. Let's have a look at this now. Last week I started dealing with Ben Smiley from Northern Ireland's questions about the universe. He started with, what is the universe? I answered that last week. If you need an explanation as to what the universe is, go back and listen to last Friday's episode. Anyway, he goes on. What is the universe? I answered that bit. The next bit, how did it begin? Who is responsible? And above all, is there any way to stop the bloody thing and get off? Well, that's how it began. You want to know how the frigging universe began? Well, I'll deal with that in a moment. I have to go and have a piss first.
Hey everybody, this is Brian Jude, and I've got about 50 seconds to promote everything I want to promote. First of all, if you're a millionaire or a movie star, check out miraclemanfilm.com. And if you're neither one of those, check it out anyway and learn all about the film I'm making, The Miracle Man. And if you'd like to support the cause, buy a t-shirt for $25. Neal did. Also, if you live in the northern New Jersey area or thereabouts and you're in need of a wedding officiant, check out facebook.com/allfaithweddingminister. Yes, I officiate weddings as well. Check out the videos that I produce with Digital Cafe Tour at digitalcafetour.com. And check out my show, The Brian Jude Show, at brianjudeshow.blogspot.com, or of course on the Overnightscape Underground, ONSUG.com.
Now, I just realised I can kill two birds with this one stone here, because there are two interrelated questions here. One is the aforementioned question from Ben Smiley as to how did the universe begin. We have another question now that I can very cleverly link into this from Jerry in Southern California. He says, what would your cat say if they borrowed a robot voice from Dr. Stephen Hawking? Well, obviously they'd explain the origins of the universe. They'd quite conveniently they'd answer Benjamin Smiley's aforementioned question. They'd say, hello, I'm Professor Stephen Hawking, except of course that would be a lie, because they'd only have borrowed the robot voice from Dr. I don't think you call that a robot voice. That's a little insensitive, Jerry, if you don't mind me saying so. Professor, and you said Dr. Stephen Hawking. No, give the man his proper title. He's a professor, not a freaking doctor. If he was a doctor, he'd be going around. He'd be doing whatever doctors do, operating on cats' genitals or something. I don't know. But no, he says, what would your cat say if they borrowed the robot voice from Dr. Steve? I'm going to cross that out now, because that's wrong. I'm glad I paste all these into Microsoft Paint, because I can just cross out and correct this issue here. I'm going to write it in now. Professor P. Or it's quite hard to write with the mouse, but I'll give it a go anyway, because I don't like using that frigging texting. Professor, 2 F's, it's not right, and 2 S's. Professor Stephen Hawking. I suppose I could just say P-R-O-F, but it's a bit late for that because I'm already up to the O. If I leave it now, it'll say Professor, and that'll look fucking ridiculous. If I'm going to do that, I might as well draw a smiley face on the O and maybe some whisker. Maybe I'll do that. That's what I'll do. I'll put in 2 dots for eyes, 1 for a nose, 3 whiskers sticking out each side. So now we have the word professor, except I've turned the letter O into cat. So I suppose in a way, Jerry, your original mistake where you called him Dr. Stephen Hawking now looks quite respectful in comparison to my what I've replaced it with, Professor, with a cat head for an O. I'll win the O anyway. At least I'll have made some vague gesture towards accuracy, because the man spent half his life in freaking college. In fact, he's probably still there. He probably works in some academic place where he studies the moon and the stars and wherever else he does. But no, all you can do, Jerry, is obsess over his freaking robot voice about cats stealing. Jerry, you're obsessed with cats, if you don't mind me saying so. This isn't the first time you've asked me about cats here, because there's such a thing as overdoing it. Anyway, yes, how did the universe begin? What would the cat say? Oh yes, I was linking in the 2 questions. How did the universe begin, and what would your cat say if they borrowed the robot voice from Professor? Well, at least they're just borrowing it rather than stealing it permanently. I assume that means they're going to give it back. Although it's a software. You can copy a software, albeit illegally. You can duplicate it, and the man will still have his copy. It's not like a library book where you take the book out and it's gone until you bring it back. No. Although if the publishing companies have their way, when you check out a copy of the software that creates Stephen Hawking's voice, the original copy will stop working until you return it, because they'll say, no, this is a rights and copyright issue. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Although I suppose there's room for identity theft there, so I suppose they have to protect against that. Because Jerry was already talking about Cat stealing his voice, so they could impersonate him. Anyway, what would they'd say? Oh, they'd explain, obviously, they'd explain how the universe began, because no cat in the history of the world so far has ever had the opportunity to explain with the voice of authority how the universe began. They've probably explained it before, but they just go meow, 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 and when they're doing that, nobody's going to listen to somebody who just goes meow, 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 meow. But give them the borrowed robot voice of Professor Stephen Hawking, I'll tell you, suddenly they garner respect, because that's what it takes nowadays to get respect in this world. You have to have a freaking robot voice, because everyone's obsessed with robots. They're all going to see Transformers the movie. We're all watching Star Trek and frigging Futurama, and we say, oh, that fella's got a robot voice, he must be good. Well, you listen to you ask someone, oh, what's the secret of the universe? They could answer with one of the finest answers ever created. It could be absolutely, completely accurate, but if they do it in meows, nobody's going to listen to them. I suppose that's reasonable, because they don't understand them. Not everybody can be Dr. Doolittle or Professor Doolittle, to give him his proper name. Oh, was he a professor? I don't know. Anyway, I suppose the professor thing that I've written down here with the cat's face in the letter O, that would be pretty good for Dr. Doolittle if he was a professor. It would look pretty good if he was designing a book cover for a new edition of the Dr. Doolittle book, which I presume it's a book. I don't know. I could do the professor with the cat's face in the O. Professor Doolittle. Although you wouldn't have to. You could just do. There's an O in Doolittle, so you wouldn't need. You could say Dr. Doolittle and use the O in Doolittle for the cat's head. But I digress here. Anyway, that's what cats would do, Jerry. And Ben, that's the answer to your question as to how the universe begins. Just listen to one of Jerry's cats that he's obsessed with. Thank you, gentlemen, both
Hello,
for your question.
I'm Professor Stephen Hawking. I've learned everything I know from Into Your Head, except when it's about me. I kind of know that stuff already by default. And so can you. Just continue listening for details.
Now, I have to admit, I'm feeling a bit foolish after listening back to that previous segment in which I proudly asserted that I was dealing with two birds with the same stone, which on the face of it would seem like quite an achievement, quite a triumph of production planning over non-production planning. But oh no, it turns out I completely forgot that there was a third bird that I could have killed with the same stone as well. But it's too late now, because the stone is already smashed into the heads of the two birds, and it's disappeared into the... I suppose I could go and get the stone and bring it back and deal with this other question with it as well. But no, I think when they refer to killing two birds with the same stone, they really mean with one throw, don't they? Or do they? I don't know, because you could use the same... you can use the same stone over and over, surely, to Christ, as long as you don't lose it. I suppose if you're in a frigging jungle and you throw it at the first bird, and then you can't find the stone because it's over there somewhere. It's over there somewhere. Over beyond my monitor there. Then I suppose you'd have a problem. But no, the point is, there's another question here, another Stephen Hawking related question here from Manny the mailman in New Jersey. He says, relates to the previous voiceover thing by Dustin Meehan. He says, how did you teach Dustin to speak cat and Hawking? Well, I didn't teach him anything. Dustin is an experienced broadcasting professional. He's worked in television. He knows all about this stuff. He's worked in Dustin has worked in all sorts of things, and he knows all about this. So he's a professional broadcasting professional. He knows all about professional broadcasting professionals. It's their job to create the illusion that they know about everything. When you see your man on the news, he comes on and says, "Hello, here's all the news about everything that's happened." He does it with an air of an authority. The news anchors, they have an air of authority. They say, here's half an hour of stuff, all of which I understand completely. I'm not reading it off a screen or anything. It hasn't been sent to me by some podcaster who wrote some crap about Professor Stephen Hawking and asked me to say it. Although that said, Dustin probably does know about Professor Stephen Hawking and cats. It's just that that's not. I didn't employ his services for his expertise in Professor Stephen Hawking and cats. No. I got him because he's good at what he does. He does the voiceover thing very well. I didn't give him any direction for that. I didn't say, stress the word professor. Make damn sure the hell is Christ you don't call him doctor like your man did earlier. And make sure you stress the whole cat thing. Because we like to stress the whole cat thing around here. I don't know if you've noticed. No, I didn't give him any direction like that. Justin he took like a constant professional. He took his lines and did them properly on the first go. Absolutely fucking fantastic. I didn't pay him. No. I paid him in cat food. But apart from that, no. It's free services provided to me as a favour, for which I'm very grateful. And frankly, Manny, when someone gives you free services, you don't say, now I'm going to educate you about cats and Professor Stephen Hawking. You're going to damn well learn something while you're here. No, he's not a frigging ensign, or whatever you call them. What do you call that thing where you take on someone unpaid, a student, for 6 months, and you teach them stuff along the way, and they're there to learn. What's that thing called? I can never remember the name. I can never remember the names of things in this frigging program when I want them to. What's that thing? There's one of them in Dilbert. The thing. I don't know. One of them unpaid employees who's there to learn stuff anyway. Trainee people. No, Dustin's not here for that. He was just, the goodness of his heart, doing some free voiceovers to me. So I wasn't going to freaking go and patronise him and say, here's some facts. You learn something here. Learn something about cats and Professor Stephen Hawking. No. I just gave him the lines that I wanted done, and he freaking did them. And as far as I'm concerned, they're absolutely fucking fantastic. So there you go. Manny, thank you very much for that fantastic question. I'll just cross it out now with my mouse-driven pen in Microsoft Paint. Absolutely. Oh, there's a question from my wife. I'm saving that for a quiet week, for a rainy day. It relates to cats and the YouTube video. And Frosty the cat, just to give you a preview, it contains the words grip, deactivated, cats, size, Frosty, dramatic, valid, and consider, and meow. There's just a little preview of my wife's question. I'm saving it for a quiet week though, when you people don't come through. But so far you've all come through with your questions as being absolutely fucking fantastic. Question after question after question, week after week after week. I've done about 8 or 9 of these now. I've been able to fill up every Friday with listener correspondences. Quite frankly, I think it's partly down to my talent. I can stretch this crap out. I can take a question about. We filled up nearly half an hour now just with stuff about Professor Stephen Hawking. It's absolutely fantastic. And you have to admit that that's partly down to me. I don't think not everyone out there could fill up half an hour with stuff about Professor Stephen Hawking, but I just have. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. Anyway, on with the show.
There's still more to come on Into Your Head.
Monkey nuts, that's what they call it. Or them, I suppose, really, because it's a plural. Monkey nuts is a plural. Unless, of course, you're referring to the psychological condition. But I think we've done that element of it to death. So no, let's deal with the deal with the nuts element of it. The fruit, nuts, the fruit, or is it a vegetable? I think it's a fruit. Is nuts a fruit, vegetable, or a fruit? No, it's a fruit. Or is it nut? Is it a completely different category? Because frankly, I don't subscribe to this theory that everything is animal, mineral, or vegetable. No, there's other things besides that. You can have for example, there's a box here. I've got a box here. It's got a picture of an apple on it, but it's not a fruit. No, it's a packaging from an Apple computer's product. It's a packaging from my iPad. I'm using it as a tray here. It's got also. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in my iPad packaging box and see what's in here. Let's see. There's an empty packet of staples. There's a check that I didn't send because I didn't need to, so it's gone to waste now. I paid for that check, and there's nothing. It's not being used. Oh, look, I was looking for this. Spare screen protectors for iPod Touch 4. That's absolutely fantastic. What else have we? We've an appointment with a hospital. We've an empty envelope for paying a credit card. We've got, let's see, some broken headphones, some tablets, some staples. Not staples as in rice and potatoes and toilet roll. No, staples, the stationery. I suppose staples are a staple of the stationery world. If you were to say to someone, I need some I need to stock up on stationery in my office, just get the staples. The fruit and veg and bread and milk of the stationery world. I think the first thing you'd choose to get in that case would be staples. So staples really are a staple, I suppose. Let's see if I have these. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. I have a spare iPad screen protector. iPod, I mean, for my iPod. I've just inherited a hand-me-down iPod 4. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm no longer iPod Touch. Did I say iPad by mistake? I don't know. But no. iPod. I have an iPod Touch 4. It's absolutely fantastic. I have it right here. Look, here it is. You probably can't. Actually, now that you mention it, I think I should video this on my iPod. That's what I'll do. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I'll put this up on YouTube at some point. Hello. We're recording. We're recording now. Hello, viewers. You joined me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Neal from Into Your Head audio podcast here. I'm just filming part of my recording session of show 449, Open Line Friday. This is just me recording it. Hello. Oh, I should probably point the camera at me. Should I suppose. Hold on a minute. If you're listening to this, you probably can't see the film, but it'll be up on YouTube at some point. I'll let you know through the usual channels. Hold on a minute. Can I switch this? Here I am anyway. Hello me. Hold on. Bollocks. I need to stop this a minute so I can reverse the camera. Here we go. This is probably isn't very interesting either for the viewer or the listener. But if you're both, it's a multimedia experience. That's what they used to get all excited about in the early 90s. They'd say, multimedia, it's the new thing. You have home PCs that have a camera and sound. It's absolutely fantastic. We had television for 60 years, but suddenly a computer developed the ability to produce sound and pictures, and they get all excited like it's a new technology. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. And then we get this YouTube thing. Hello, YouTube viewers. Hold on. I was trying to wave at the camera, but that involved putting down my microphone, which would be a problem. I'm not going to give priority to the video. This is an audio show, and I'm not going to frigging put down my microphone just to facilitate the filming. No, the filming is an extra thing. Anyway, here we go. This isn't working very well. Hold on a minute. Let's pause everything for a moment. Hello, it's me again. Absolutely fantastic. I've sorted it out. I'm using the front camera on my iPod now so that people can see me. I can see myself, which is what it was disconcerting because I couldn't see myself. It's supposed to be a freaking film of me, but I couldn't see myself. But there's me anyway. There's my computer that I'm recording this on. I can't film my camera, so I can record it for the audio. You don't need to see my camera, but if you're listening to this on the audio version, here's my camera. Here's what my camera sounds like. There you go. I think it's quite silent. It does make a bit of a buzzing noise sometimes, but that's not an issue, is it? I don't think so. Well, I'll give you a tour of my studio. Hold on a minute. Feck. See, at this point, it would be useful to have the camera the other way around again, but never mind. We'll just wave this camera around a bit around the room, and hopefully it'll work out somehow. Anyway, let's just disrupt the program just so we can make a frigging movie. There's more to life than making movies. People need to learn that. Well, except people like, for example, Steven Spielberg and Woody Allen, because that's pretty much their job to make movies. But for the rest of us, no, unless you have a particular talent and a particular ability to make to make a living out of movie making, you shouldn't obsess over it, because there's more to life. You have to. You see, this is very this media of video is very distracting. I've been at this now for 6.5 minutes. It's basically a direct to show. It's disrupted everything. It's nothing but a disruption. It's a video. You're a disruptive influence. You're disrupting my audio podcast. Frankly, I've had enough of this crap. I'm going to turn you off now. I don't think I'm recording. No, was I pressing? Hold on a minute. Was that recording even? No, that last 5 minutes after I reversed the camera, that wasn't recording. So that's a bit of a disaster. You see, this is what happens when audio people try to do video. It's too many cooks spoil the broth. It's too absolutely fucking ridiculous. You have an audio cook and you have a video cook, and of course the video has its own audio, makes an absolute hames of everything. So no, I think that's the last we'll see of that whole filming the show thing for now. There's such a thing as overdoing it. You can have too much of a bad thing makes Jack a dull boy. That's what they say. Or is it Jack or is it John? I think it's Jack. Jack and John are pretty much the same thing. It's just a few different letters. Jack is probably the French for John or something like that. My name isn't Jack or John, my name's Neal, which it so happens there are several versions of. There's Neal, which is the Irish. It's got 8 L's, 2 A's. I don't know how you spell my name. Nobody else knows how to spell my name, so why should I? Absolutely fucking ridiculous. If you're ever naming a child, for Christ's sake, give them a name that they can spell.
You're listening to Into Your Head because you couldn't find anything better now, could you?
Hello, it's me again. We've got all that video stuff out of the way now. I've shunned the video people out of the room. There's to be no more videos. But in case you're wondering, the outcome of all that was I completed a video for YouTube. I recorded another segment in my downstairs toilet in the time that has passed since the previous segment. I filmed myself in my downstairs toilet, added that to the existing video that I managed to record. You can see it on YouTube. Intoyourhead.com/ where did I put it? I'll put it intoyourhead.com/monkeynuts. That's where it'll be. By the time you hear this, I'll have uploaded it and you'll be able to see the film at intoyourhead.com/monkeynuts. That's MONKEYNUTS. Absolutely fantastic. Well, not really. Frankly, it was a pile of crap, but I decided to put it up anyway for promotional purposes. I'm calling it Into Your Head Podcast, the movie. Basically, I'm going to abuse and use YouTube to promote my podcast by showing a film of me recording part of the podcast, and then I'm going to exploit you people by telling you that there is part of the video with me in the toilet, which you won't have heard on this audio recording. So it's bonus content to entice you to go and watch the frigging thing and follow me on YouTube. Absolutely fine. This is marketing. This is what marketing is. I had marketing people around here the other day. They came round. They stood. A fella in a suit stood at my door for 5 minutes reading the sign above the doorbell that says "No sales calls of any kind whatsoever." It's kind of a big long sign listing the things that I don't want. And then he proceeded to ring the doorbell and started to try and sell me something. He said, "Oh, that's a very interesting reading." And then he proceeded to try to sell me something under the guise of pretending to be there to offer a service. So I basically shut the door on him. That's what I do. I shut the door on people. I say, "No, thank you," very politely, and then I very rudely shut the door on them. Say, "Hello, you're trying to sell me something. You're blatantly ignoring the rules that I've set, because a man's home is his castle. This is my frigging castle here. Maybe, it may not be much of a castle, but quite frankly, I'm not a king, so I don't need a big, major, proper official castle. No, a house is sufficient." Technically, any kind of a chimney can be counted as a turret, so as long as it has a turret or two, they count as the chimney stocks. They're close enough to being turrets. Do you even need a turret for it to be a castle? I don't think so. A turret is just a bit of a sticky up wall. It's basically an incomplete wall with gaps in it for you to point guns out through. Frankly, this town has enough guns without me setting up a freaking castle and pointing guns out of it. No, guns are for old-fashioned. The modern-day castle doesn't need guns. It needs laser things pointing out of satellite dishes from the roof. Which, as it happens, I have a satellite dish up on the roof. It collects laser signals from the sky. It collects magical pictures from space and beams them down to me on hundreds of digital satellite television channels. It's absolutely fantastic. I also have an aerial that receives internet, except it doesn't anymore because I'm not subscribed to that service anymore. Instead, I have a plastic coat hanger on the desk downstairs that picks up internet from a passing cat that lives at the other end of the estate. Has some sort of an antenna on it, and I pay clear wire to beam me internet through that. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, where was I? No, I wasn't anywhere. I was just doing this segment. I wasn't. We didn't have a plan here, so that's fine. Everything's going fine. It's all going smoothly. We've got the video out of the way. We've answered several questions. It's all plain sailing from here. Where are we? We're about 41 minutes in. Another quarter of an hour should do it. Absolutely fantastic. We're over the hump of it. We're hitting a grand job here. I was afraid I wouldn't get this done today, quite frankly, because I had about 2 hours sleep last night. I was up half the night watching Leo Laporte on the Twitnet. Well, I think that's what inspired me. I was watching Leo Laporte doing his radio show on video on the internet. He was sitting there saying, "Hello, this is a radio show," but I'm looking at the camera and glancing away sometimes and not sure whether I'm supposed to look in the camera or not, because quite frankly, I don't know. That's what Leo Laporte says. He says, "I don't know." He sits there in his, effectively an electronic castle. He has laser beams pointing at him, controlling cameras. He has microphones all over the place. He's on the radio and the internet and the television. He doesn't know what he's at anymore. Leo Laporte has decided that he doesn't exist unless he's on the air somewhere. Any moment in time. Where was I going to say? Half of you people don't even know what Leo Laporte is. This is ridiculous. I'm alienating my audience. You're not all. I suppose I could tell you who he is. But what would be the point in that? I have to frigging explain everything. This isn't frigging Wikipedia. If it was, you'd be able to edit this yourself. As it happens, you can't. If you look intoyourhead.com/license, you'll see the terms of the Creative Commons license attached to this show, and you'll see it doesn't allow for you to edit it except with my permission. So we'll have none of that crap. This isn't a Wikipedia podcast. I don't think there's any such thing. Is there such a thing as a wiki podcast? I don't know. Oh, that reminds me. Stitcher Radio. We're on. Into Your Head is on Stitcher Radio now. It's part of its quality lineup. It's been accepted. It's basically like being accepted to be on CNN. Because as far as I can make out, they're quite picky. It says they've only 5,000 shows, and I'm pretty sure there's more than 5,000 shows on the internet. So I'm number 5,001, I assume. If you have a mobile device and you download Stitcher, you can listen to Into Your Head on demand anytime, and that'll get you around the whole thing about. Because you apparently all hate iTunes. You'd rather murder your own cat's mother than download the show on iTunes and give me a bit of support up the iTunes charts. So you have an alternative now. Stitcher.com. Absolutely fantastic. Now, on with the show. Hello. I've decided to make a quality control decision here. Not only have I decided to make a quality control decision, I've already made it. I've decided enough is enough. It's going downhill. So we're going to stop. We're going to cut this off now at 45 minutes. It's going to be a shorter than usual open line Friday. Because there's such a thing as pushing the envelope too far. This isn't. I could continue on here and do another 15 minutes of crap just for the sake of quantity. But I'm not going to, because it'll be crap. So we'll be back sometime. I'll be back on Monday. We'll be back to our normal crap rather than this crap. This crap, absolute, pure, unmitigated piffle. The last segment, I went on about Leo Laporte. That was dreadful. Absolutely appalling. Not even. I see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This might as well be a YouTube video. In fact, part of it is see intoyourhead.com/monkeynuts. So there you go. I know what I'll do. I'll put in those outtakes. I have some outtakes that I took out earlier because they were so crap, and I was going to save them for an outtake special. But I'll put the outtake special in here now, and then we'll end the show. Anyway, good morning. Monkey nuts. That's what they call them. They call them monkey nuts. It's pure coincidence. It's a freaking language on the planet. Many billions of years ago. Bollocks. That's not right. Many billions. Although now that you mention it, I was going to accidentally say many billions of years ago, but if I understand the concept of light years correctly, that's right. If something is many billions of light years away, what you're seeing is from many billions of years ago, because of the whole light years thing that I'm not going to go into now. I'm not going into a whole rigmarole of teaching you the basics of physics. You should have learned all this in school, but suffice to say, no, what I nearly accidentally said there was not inaccurate. If something stuff. I'm not explaining it again because we get stuck in a vicious circle. It'll be like the sands that go around Neptune in the ring. Is that what they call them? The ring that goes around Neptune. Does that rotate or is it just still? I'm not sure. Who frigging cares? It's a frigging ring. It's probably not even there. It's probably a hologram. It's a hologram created by. It's a conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy nowadays. Everyone's conspiring to. They're conspiring to. Stuff. Subterranean Homesick Alien. That's what they call it. It was a Radiohead song, if I remember rightly. Subterranean Homesick Alien. It was about a fella who went down under the sea one day, and he said, I'm very far away from home. I'm an alien for one thing. I'm under the frigging terrain. Hold on a minute. Is terrain under the sea or under the ground? I was one or the other anyway. It was subterranean and homesick anyway. It didn't really matter. It wasn't really that sort of song where it wasn't a ballad. It was had a deeper meaning than that. It wasn't one of these freaking Cyndi Lauper songs where you say working 9 to 5. What a way to make it. That's not Cyndi Lauper. Thingy yoke. That's you're one. You're one. You're one with the things. No. It's a far cry between country and western stars and Radiohead. I don't know if you've ever listened to Radiohead yourself. I had a phase of Radioheadness. I got the album OK Computer. I said, hello, OK Computer, I'm going to listen to you now over and over. I'm going to study you until I understand what this means. So I did that. I said, Karma police, arrest this man and his Hitler hairdo is driving me insane. I don't know. Apparently you can just go up to the police and say, arrest this man, I don't like his haircut. If you're in Radiohead. I see this is the freaking weirdo rock stars. They live in, it's one law for them. They live in their own planet away from everyone else. They think, I don't like that fella's haircut. It's not cool enough. We're cool people. We're cool by being uncool. We're not like freaking, what's his name? Your man out with us. Bon Jovi, who tries to be cool. No, we're Radiohead. We're uncool, cool, absolutely fantastic. We don't give a shite about anything, but we pretend to, that we. Oh, no, we don't. Wait a minute. I'm getting all mixed up now. This doesn't mean anything. I'm going to put this in a cutouts, unused special. Note to self. Save this and then move it to the folder where you keep the outtakes. Put it in the next outtakes special. There's a good part.
Help support this free podcast. Make a one-off donation of any amount, or sign up for a recurring payment giving as little as €2 a month over 6 months. Remember, you don't need a PayPal account to leave a tip. You can even use that cute little debit card that the bank fobbed you off with. Just visit intoyourhead.com/tipjar for all the details. That's intoyourhead.com/tipjar.
Good cat. Sit, Kofi, sit. Good cat.